Hello and welcome to another edition of The Family Business on the Sooner Scoop YouTube channel. We got a special guest today, Drake Stoops, also known as Isaac's brother. So we're really happy to have him on today. Of course, my co-host, Isaac Stoops. When's the last time you guys got interviewed with each other?
Shoot, probably high school.
High school, yeah. I'm not sure, honestly. It's probably our senior year of high school when we were playing together still.
No, yeah, we're going to throw it back a little bit today, and so bring it back, hopefully bring back some of those good memories. And then one of the memories that a lot of people do not know about is both y'all's basketball careers. So actually played with a lot of phenomenal players. I know you played with Trae, yep. And then you actually played with a couple other college ballers. So what was it like playing with Trae and then a couple other guys who went on to play professionally, Lindy, yep. A couple other guys who played in college, Marcus, and so on. So what was it like to grow up and play, basketball and a sport with a high-profile guy like Trae?
Yeah, no, it was cool because, everywhere you go, the stadium will be packed. Everyone's there to, see him. And, it was fun, especially, getting to put on for your school and knowing you have a chance to, win every game, especially when he's on your team. And then even my junior year getting I got to play on a state championship team that made it all the way. Didn't quite win it, but, Lindy was on that team. And I've been watching him on the Thunder now. And it's cool to just see another Oklahoma kid having success like that, especially for Oklahoma City. That's a hometown hero in a way. So, getting to play on a team like that with a bunch of guys that went on to play D1 was fun. And I always had a love for basketball. It's awesome.
Look at you, man. You got flow. You're clean shaven.
I was a young kid, honestly. Just feels like yesterday, though.
Yeah, look at that.
Young pup. But, yeah, so you guys had quite the roster in Norman North. And not a lot of people know that you did make the state championship or in any of your years for basketball over there?
My junior year, I played. I got a couple minutes. I think maybe 2 minutes playing time. I was still young. I was on JV. But then my senior year, when I was really into it, we made it to the semifinals and just barely lost. So, but we had a couple good runs throughout my career.
There's a little Jalen Redmond. People notice that.
Yeah, the red hair back in the day.
Yeah, and the red braids. But, quite the phenomenal team you guys had there. And then
reverse. Okay.
Do you think you're one of the top 5 players of basketball on the football team? Do you think if you load out a starting 5, like you'd make the roster?
Oh God, if any of my homies heard me say yes, they'd all be, but I'm better. Everyone can hoop on the football team. At least they claim to be. I would put myself up there, but I know we got a lot of good athletes on the team with basketball backgrounds. So.
Well, they claim to be, because I know anytime we'd go to the Huff, you think a guy like, dang, he's going to be really good. He's really athletic, with the most broke shot of all time. And so you bring him to the Huff. They don't really have that kind of flow and that.
Yeah. There's some guys though that can seriously hoop on the team. Like Woody Washington's good. Key Lawrence is good. Anton Harrison was really good. Yeah. I haven't been too much with him, but some of the guys I have seen, I know can definitely hoop.
Yeah, so I'm going to get you a quote on that you say you'd make the starting 5. So we'll get you a quote that one and going forward. But then, of course, in addition to basketball, you guys both played football in Norman North. Well, of course. But what was that like playing with each other? And then, of course, both the success that both of y'all had on the team.
Yeah, honestly, it was a great time. A lot of people don't get the opportunity to play with their brother, much less their twin brother. So, at times it was, when I played corner, he played receiver. Practice would get interesting. I remember one time he got a fade on me, and I threw the ball, or he threw the ball at me, and coach had to break us up. But that was just the competitive side of us, And then senior year was when it was the most fun. I would say is we're both playing receiver, and just kind of hand in hand like a two-headed monster. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, it was fun. Our junior year, he was corner and I was receiver, and he hadn't made the switch yet, and so it's funny. We'd be fighting in practice. Coach got to come break it up. Everyone's just like totally fine with it though, because it's me and him, twins, and then senior year was fun, especially him coming to play receiver with me, to where we kind of just learned from each other, sharpened each other up, sharpened our craft. Taking little things from each other's game, and it's just fun getting to, watch his success and then also, him watch mine and being able to kind of sharing that together.
No, it's really cool that you guys both got to play with each other and then both on the same side of the ball. I think that's really cool. but of course there was some competitiveness and a little bit of brotherly love. I even remember, we'd play football during the bowl trips. We'd go out to practice, play football, or we'd play football actually in the ballrooms of the hotels.
Or remember hallway football?
Yeah, it got intense.
It got tight in there.
I'm pretty sure there was a couple serious injuries too. We were probably keeping the training staff pretty well occupied during those trips.
During their off time, it was like arena soccer, indoor soccer, banging against the
Venables kids, walls, everybody. Yeah.
No, we had Isaac and I were talking about last week. We had quite the roster. I mean, if you think, George, Jake, Tyler, both of y'all. Like
one point, we had Caleb Wilson. We had a lot of guys.
You had some future NFL guys who were playing pickup in a hallway. Carpet burns, everything. It had it all.
It's funny how tight knit the college football, like even the coaching circle, the community really is. Feels like everybody knows everybody. Or someone coached under someone that coached under someone. You know what I mean? It's like all connected.
And it stretches down to the kids.
The lineage goes back.
You keep up with everybody still. Yeah, I'd say that's probably one of the best parts about it.
That's cool too, because you guys have all had your own individual success too, especially on the field as well. And then of course, we're going to get into your time at OU, but tell me a little bit for both of you. Drake, you can go first, but just how you decided to end up at OU. I know both of you guys had a couple offers. I knew Iowa was maybe on the table at one point. We talked a little bit off air about Kentucky. And then, there's a couple offers here and there. And so, what really was your final, determining factors ending up at OU?
Yeah. I just remember, I did have some other, like Iowa or Ohio, or those are two that I was really considering. And even Memphis with, Coach Norvell, who's at Florida State now. And I just thought about it, and I realized, thinking of the type of player I wanted to be in, the offense I wanted to play in, and Lincoln being at OU at the time, I just knew that would probably be the best fit for me in terms of what I was trying to do. And also, just the resources they have, and with the type of university it is, the type of facilities they have, I knew, and even the coaches, I knew that I would get better the fastest there. And I knew that they would develop me into the best player that I would, could possibly be, and I'd have all the resources to do that. And so I just felt like, even though I wasn't ready then, I didn't have an offer from Oklahoma, I could get myself ready, and it would just take a little time and commitment, and that place would elevate myself and my game to the point that now I am, capable of playing on that stage, and what better stage to play on than that.
Yeah, no, it was safe to say it worked out a little bit. I think hopefully you're happy your decision to OU. I know everybody was happy to see you have that success in the Sooner jersey. Isaac, same with you, did you decide first? Did Drake decide first? Did one follow the other?
He committed first. I think. I'm almost positive. Yeah, I had a few offers, smaller schools. I think my biggest was Army, but they offered me as a safety, and I was not big enough to play safety, not at Army either. So, I just kind of wanted to, like he said, play, on a big stage, in front of a bunch of people. And it's just hard when you grow up accustomed to that. Nowhere else really compares. But eventually, I decided I just wanted to go to college and enjoy it, and I had a good time doing it, but
No, it's safe to say that when you go, when you have a prominent father, goes OU, you want to make your own story a little bit. And so sometimes, making that decision to go to where,
him stepping down the year before, or retiring, it made it a lot easier decision for me. Just because, if he was still the coach, not that I don't want to play for him, he's an incredible man, incredible coach, but it's just the way people are nowadays.
You don't want to be treated any different.
Yeah, you'd be discredited. Any success you might have with him, the coach, still, it's whether you didn't earn it or just all of that, and it comes with it, and it's still a tremendous blessing. But him, retiring made that decision a lot easier on me, and kind of freed me up to go there.
Yeah, and part of his decision to retire was actually to watch both of you guys during your senior year. Is that correct? Yeah.
We like to think so, yeah.
Yeah, no. Well, it sounds good. Yeah. I like it. I think it'd be really cool to see.
Agree,
yeah, I left that part out, but he definitely wanted to have more time just with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then both of you guys, transitioned to OU, and then Isaac, did you play for a little bit, and then you transitioned to the student coaching role?
So a little bit, yeah. My freshman year, and then I stopped after camp, so really not very long at all, and kind of took that year off, year and a half off, and just kind of enjoyed college. It was a blast. It was wild, and then kind of tightened things back down, got back in the system, and coached for I don't know, a little over a year and a half, almost 2 years under 2 different head coaches and D coordinators. It was fun. It was a really good experience. I think that's what I missed most was the the camaraderie, the locker room aspect of it. Even though I was technically a student coach, I'm still a student. I still go to school with all these guys. I hang out with them off of, outside the facility. And so I think, that was, I was really happy that I ended up doing that.
Yeah, it was cool when you were even just coaching, because it's like you're on the team too. We're all hanging out outside after hours and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it had to definitely behave like be business like when you're
on the field. Yeah, of course.
But it was a really good time. That like the Alamo Bowl, for instance, like when me and my dad. That's the only time we've ever been on a field together. And my dad was coaching, you were playing, and I was student coaching, and I remember you caught that touchdown, and there's that cool picture of you and Dad. I'm somewhere in the background. I got my hand on your helmet.
That's my hand. That's my hand. I'm back.
Yeah, no, but that was fun.
Mm-hmm. No, I know a lot of Sooner fans, and like just thought that was the coolest thing ever. Because it kind of showed like full circle. What all you guys accomplished. You know, your dad, both of you guys. That was really cool. I know
it meant a lot to my mom.
I bet she was the biggest fan of it all.
And my sister, yeah.
No, and then Drake, you actually went through senior day twice.
Yeah.
The first time, was there any doubt that you were going to come back?
Yeah, there was. I had not made the decision at all, and my mom's advice to me was, say you don't do senior day because you have another year and you end up not coming back, how disappointed would you be not to, have participated in that? And so just being present to that moment, that's all I was thinking about. I didn't know where I would be, 6 months, a year from then. And so, I ended up going through it twice, but, I don't think anyone really remembers all that. And if they do, good for them. But it was definitely a lot more sentimental this time around, knowing it is for sure my last one.
I was brother of the year. I only made one of them.
Yeah, was it the first or second?
The first
one. Yeah, it was freezing cold down there against OSU. Maybe was that the last game?
I don't blame you. I don't. You gotta just enjoy the game anyway.
No, it was fun though.
Well, you got to experience one too. Yeah. We both remember that, and then we got a couple of your clips going right now.
Toe tap. Forgot about that. Forgot about that one.
No, run it back a little bit, but I just remember thinking that was like, did he really catch that?
If you would have been out, you would have wondered why you jumped.
Oh, I would have been pissed. I did not have to jump for that. I should have just caught it with my hands and jugged my toe.
Yeah.
No, make for a better picture, right? Throw it up on the ground.
Yeah, it looked cooler.
I remember DG was hype after that one too.
I loved playing with DG.
Yeah, DG's the man.
Yeah, you really. George actually had this stat and pulled it up, but I don't know if you know, but do you know how many quarterbacks you caught a pass from?
I think it's 10, isn't it? Or 9?
9.
That's still crazy.
Can you name all 9?
Let's see. We'll go Austin Kendall.
Okay.
K1. Tanner Mordecai. Spencer Rattler. Caleb Williams. Dylan. Davis Bevel. Jackson Arnold. What's that, 8?
Yeah, you got one more. He's the pride of Texas.
Pride of Texas. Who am I forgetting?
Pride of Canadian.
I'm trying to think.
Shafe?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was gonna say, is it Shafe? I think it's
yeah, it's Shafe.
Shafe's the dog.
The legend of Canadian Texas. Every time I drive out that way, I just see Canadian. I'm like, wow, this is really way out here.
That's awesome.
Nah, but it's really cool just to see like that kind of shows like the life cycle you had at OU. You had 6 years. You went through a coaching transition.
Yeah.
Who you think threw the best ball? I mean, who?
Nah, dude, they're all so good.
I mean, I just
can't even pick one.
Probably too hard to pinpoint one over the years.
I mean, there wasn't one. You're like dang, like his deep ball, like was it?
I mean, K1, I mean, he won the Heisman. He's watching him was crazy. It was like a video game for him. But, I mean, I wasn't playing much then. I'd say, I say Dylan's my favorite, but, I mean, I don't have a favorite. I just say that selfishly because he threw me the most passes.
No, that helps a little bit.
Yeah, This year was definitely different.
No, this is a hell of a catch.
I forget about that one, yeah.
No, that game was lit, too, because, like, you guys hopped out 28-0, and, like, crowd's going crazy.
Cheez It Bowl action, Florida State,
yeah.
That was a heartbreaker.
It really was.
Thought we had that one.
No, you guys played your tail off too. I mean, that was a hell
of a run.
There's been a couple of times where that was really like one of those big underdog. You know, there are a lot of people counted y'all out.
Yeah.
You came out and played your butts off, and was that close, and then eventually to a team that goes 13-0 the next year.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. No, good team for sure.
Well coached. You knew they were doing something right.
Yeah, and just showed the depth that some of those kids that hadn't had a chance in that game, they really stepped onto the scene and then went on to have good years even this year.
Mm-hmm.
Was there like a favorite bowl game you had?
There's still a lot to play for.
A couple playoffs, but what was like your favorite bowl game to play in?
To play in?
Mm-hmm. Just the game itself.
Trying to think. Where'd we go? My junior, the Cotton Bowl was fun against Florida. I thought
COVID
that was
year.
I mean, that's a great bowl game. But with COVID and all, and it just being a shorter bowl experience, I'd probably have to say either that first Alamo Bowl was awesome, or even I mean the Cheez-It Bowl. But probably the Alamo, because that was that's the game I actually had an impact on, and really had significant time playing in. Versus, my freshman year going to the Dolphin Stadium playing Alabama, and the Orange Bowl was like a wicked experience. But I wouldn't say I was on the field, so it's a different experience.
That playoff game against LSU, you caught your.
Oh yeah, the Peach Bowl was pretty sweet too. I'll say that. Peach Bowl was pretty cool.
You came onto the scene a little bit.
It's fun, yeah. No, that was very, very cool. Even to watch, I just admire Kraft and watching Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson live and in person. It was,
That's one of the best teams ever for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think it's arguable. I mean, each team. I remember this year somebody put up a graphic. It was early on in the year when Colorado was having their success with Deion, and they threw up as like which team is better, like 20 what have they been 2019 LSU or 2023 Colorado. It was like maybe the worst graphic of all time.
Ask that, yeah.
But then Colorado goes and loses like next 1 out of 7 to go the rest of the year.
So I was gonna ask you, like, with last year you guys having obviously a down season, not what you guys wanted, and then this year coming onto the scene and winning, what was that? Were you 11-2?
10-3.
10-3, yeah.
10-2 regular
you ended up
season,
winning double-digit games, and you guys were undefeated up until past halfway of the season. What were you thinking when that reporter asked you if there was anything left to play for after a couple losses?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's run that clip. We got that clip right here.
We got it.
Yeah, let's watch it real quick.
The season,
Makes
right?
me feel bad. Of course.
People want to act like there isn't. You see it a lot.
Who's people?
The fans, overreactionary.
All right, well, that's natural, but I come in here day in, day out, spend 10 hours up here every day, and for me, there's a lot left to play for, and I bust my tail year-round for this for 6 years now, so I'm not really listening to what people say. Oh, God.
No, that quote, I mean, that whole video went right around social media. I know, Pat McAfee had it, busting with the boys. They just called you a football guy.
Yeah.
And I think that video kind of just like shows a lot of like the legacy you left at OU.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's funny. I had no idea it would blow up like that. I was speaking from the heart, and I even felt bad after. Like, I had kind of wished I hadn't gone so hard. Like, and I wouldn't really direct it at him. Just kind of just directed at everyone that wants to count people out when they fail, and go from cheering on the Sooners 6-0 to now you're 7-2, and like we hate you. Like, what do you mean? What kind of what support is that? And so
I think
just kind of saying we are the ones up here, like that quote, man in the arena, marred with blood, sweat, and tears, like that's us in the arena, and but like I said, bust our tails for it, and so I mean, we don't really, it's not up to us to listen to the outside noise, because I mean, what's the point? And there's always something to play for if there's just an opportunity to play, because that's just an opportunity to test your skills and exert your will against another team, another man. And I mean, I don't know, if you're a true competitor, that's what you really love. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny how that went on. Isaac texted me. He's like, "Hey, busting with the boys." How do you think?
They just
I'm
threw
like,
it
"What's
up.
busting with the boys?" And I remember George talking about, I don't really try to stay off social media somewhat, and so I didn't even know like the extent to that it was, going crazy. But I don't know.
That's the podcast level we aspire to get to. That's what busting at the boys
Definitely,
is.
yeah.
All we need is like the back of a van and about 100 good guests. But we'll get there one
some
day.
NFL years under our belt, but that might have passed us up by now.
I think that quote kind of reminds a lot of fans, though. I think a lot of people during the year, like, during a loss or maybe not, the top performance, fans ask, like, do these players really care?
Yeah.
And I think that's, like, maybe the laziest question, because, like, people know they work out, they practice, but, like, you said 10 hours a day, and like that's
Yeah.
not an exaggeration. Like you spend that amount of time day in and day out. So
Right.
like, of course the players care. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, and yeah, even the off-season work you put in, if you don't care, it's hard to go through what, we go through, to be honest with you. You
Yeah.
got to have some love for the game, for the process, for your teammates, for just all of it in order to,
I feel
exert
like that's what culturally Coach Venables has really brought along with him too. Is like, what are you gonna do when adversity hits? I mean, like you guys obviously did
Yeah.
have a few things go your way, a couple calls here and there, and some hard games. And
And
I mean, like, what are you
yeah.
gonna do? Lay down and lose the rest of the season? Like,
Right, exactly.
obviously
And
you
he
gotta see-
continually preaches that. And, I don't know, a good team is a reflection of their leader. And so, like, he preaches that so much that, it really becomes instilled in you. And that was just off the top of my head, that was my exact reaction. It's almost because, he is just, I don't know, that's the type of culture he's got there is, never quit, never lay down.
do you think that's like the biggest thing he's brought to the program? I mean, of course you went through the transition, year one didn't go as planned, but as you know, like if you really want to start a program, it's going to take a while.
Yeah.
And so do you think like that never quit, never give up kind of mindset is something that BV's brought?
Yeah, I think you could have all the schemes in the world, but if you don't have the right people or the right mindset, then it just doesn't matter. And then vice versa, you could have the hardest working team in America, but if you don't have the scheme and the players, then it doesn't matter as well. So I think him and being such a great recruiter of coaches and then as well as players, and also his how great of a defensive mind he is, and surrounding himself with good offensive minds. I think the schemes are great, and then also just complemented with his mentality and his approach to life and his vision of what a man is and should be, and him instilling that into a whole team of men. Like winning almost becomes a byproduct of all those things.
You almost sound like him.
Yeah,
It's like you've heard
not that I'm
you've heard that
brainwashed,
speech
but
a
like-
little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't even mind being brainwashed. I mean, that's great stuff to apply to your life, and it all holds true. And football is a great teacher of life.
And that's what they always talk about. They're
Yeah.
like they're building men. They're building football players, but they're building men at the end of the day. I
Right.
know that's kind of something he's constantly drilling through.
Yeah, like when I stopped student coaching, his first instinct was are you sure? He wanted me to stay, but also, all right, now how can I help you? It doesn't just now that you're not going to coach anymore.
It's funny you say that.
It's, you're not just out and done. It's all severed ties. Like he's like, how can I?
Yeah,
move
he's
forward and
always
keep
there.
helping you if you want. Come around anytime you want. I kept coming around, and I still do go around, and I feel like it's just like that. It's like a family aspect, and he really does care about the person first.
It's funny you say that. I was picking up my retro Jordans that we're finally allowed to have our PEs, and I was walking out of the equipment room, and they're in the middle of a team meeting, and he's outside, and I just wave down, just say hello, and if he walks up to me, he's writing all stuff down. I'm sure he's busy. So hey man, like good to see you, like dap me up, and then he's like, hey, let me know. I said I'll be around. He's like, let me know anything I can do for you, any way I can help. Like it's the first thing he said. I hadn't seen him in weeks, and that's just the type of, like you said, just the type of guy he is.
That's so cool. I can't imagine what his notes look like.
Yeah.
For like a singular team meeting, let alone a coach's meeting.
Oh yeah, he can go.
He can go.
He's juiced at all times. He's probably scribbling. He probably can barely read it when he's going.
He's present.
Yeah, you think there's been a team meeting that's gone over an hour? Of just
Joe.
him talking?
Joe. Yes. You see, and those are the days I'll come to miss. But when you're sitting there, some of them will go over. Yeah.
Just that's one way to put it. And then one of his big things he brought back was Schmitty. So you had a chance to go train with Schmitty for a few years. Of course you had Benny, but what was it like? Training with Schmitty in the summertime.
Yeah. No, it was good. He's very much hard nosed, just like Coach Venables in a way, and I'm sure that's why they wanted to work together, and even just their past history together, and being at OU and working with Schmitty though. I mean, it's I don't even know what to call it. It's interesting. I mean, it's fun if you love to grind and you approach everything head on and you attack everything. You'll have no problem with Schmitty, and he'll have no problem with you. And I think that's very much his mindset. Is what he puts in front of you, like you got to get it done. And so that was. I mean, it was cool and old fashioned at times, and yeah, but good to build that mindset that I had alluded to.
Just got to get the work in, big dog.
Yeah,
Big dog.
Let's get it up, big dog.
How many 50 pieces you think you hit in your days?
Oh god,
Yeah.
bro, yeah, the med balls. Everyone peeking like, do we got med balls today? It's like you got to throw med
I
balls
don't- I
50
don't
back
know. I
and forth.
haven't heard of the 50
You
piece.
hook feet, and I go
Well,
back.
I've seen it
down,
done, but
back down.
is that he like restarts you if you mess it up?
Oh, dude, yeah. If someone drops the ball, someone's off the count, someone's too slow. Yeah, I mean, I've made it to 48, went back to 50.
Yeah. So you're running. He'll like superset them in between like running or the lift or whatever.
Yeah,
So you got these, I don't know, 18 to 25 pound med balls. And so you like lock feet on a
Yeah,
line.
20,
like,
20 pounders. Yeah,
Yeah.
20 pounders.
And then so on the cadence, it's either him or Scotty. Like
He just
at the
whistles,
whistle.
Yeah.
whistle,
Boom,
and
boom.
he leans with it. While
Talk
One.
about a change of mindset when you're tired from running, then you got to go lock in and do that.
Well,
yeah.
the problem too is like in the summer, like you're running, you're sweating, you're literally
Ball
covered.
becomes slippery. Yeah,
You start dropping the
Better not
ball.
drop
I've dropped
it.
the ball before.
Oh.
I was,
dude, I've never dropped the ball. It sucks.
I did once, and my partner was with Addison Gums. I don't even think you played with him, but he like threw the worst pass ever. I'm gonna put it on him.
that,
but
hey, that happens.
yeah,
That happens.
it was like off the fingertips and it dropped. It was like I think we're like halfway. I was like, and then the worst too is like if you're really struggling, like he'll like take you out,
Oh yeah, yeah.
get out.
Yeah,
And
come
then-
with the next group.
Yeah, exactly.
Which sucks because now you just woke up at 5 a.m. for a 6 a.m. lift, and you ain't lifting until 8 a.m. So now you're just sitting there and you don't know what to do.
Contemplating what you did.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Then you're like going to your summer class.
Maybe I
or
should have
do
just
whatever.
hit that extra 10 med balls, and I would be done with the lift by the time I'm starting it.
Or you miss your time.
Oh, yeah.
Got to come back 3:30, big dog.
Yep. I had first day of summer this year. We had our like conditioning test of sorts. Like, so we have the whole wide receiver group and DB group. Yeah, I think it's wideouts and DBs, and we're running, and we know we got. I think we call it 2 quads, and we run. It's cross fields mixed in with 60-yard shuttles, and so we're running them. We're like 1 cross field away from being done. I think someone missed a line again, like for the second or third time, and he just blows the whistle, calls everybody up, and just kicked us out. And he said, "Come back at like 3 p.m. before 7-on-7." And it's the hottest time of day at 3 p.m. in the summer. And yeah, I mean, we came back and we had to run it all over again from start, and it was unreal because it's like we did it twice pretty much. And but that was it. I mean, if you shouldn't mess up, and you got to lock into the details and do it right. And so I mean, he wasn't flinching for anything, and that was respectable.
I loved his mindset because like you knew what you were going to get with him.
Yeah.
He was going to be hard nosed. He was going to be hard on you. He was going to expect you to do that work, but like you knew what you were going to get with him.
Right. Yeah, it was never a surprise, which is he never. Yeah, he's not one guy one day and one guy the next, which is he's consistent, which is something you should look for.
Yeah, exactly. And then what's next for you? Are you gonna keep working with Schmitty, or like what's next for you? What's next for your NFL training? As you transition, to post grad and getting ready for the NFL draft, like what's next?
Yeah. No, right now I'm I've already started training with Schmitty here, and I got all my ducks in a row. There's a lot that comes with it, meal prep and interview prep and training, obviously speed, power, all that, and then working on wide receiver as well for getting ready for whether it's the combine, a pro day, or even a Senior Bowl. And I mean, there's just a lot of like little facets to it all. But now that I don't have school or anything to focus on, it's easy to get them all in a row and get a good schedule going for me as far as training and recovery and all that. And so I mean, I'm excited, and it's like almost like a job, and it's just the best job to have.
Exactly, a little preview of being a football guy.
Yeah.
I'll take that job.
Yeah.
No, day in and day out. But has he had you hit any 50 pieces in your prep yet?
No 50 pieces. Yeah.
No.
Just you and him.
You
No,
best believe we're
exactly.
getting those abs in, though. Yeah.
Oh, I bet so.
Oh yeah.
Hit some squats, hitting squats. Big dog.
Big dog.
This is what we're going to do, big
God.
dog. I think that quote, we showed earlier, shows the type of person that you were here and the type of player you were at the University of Oklahoma. But, like, if you really had to say, this is what I hope I left and gave to the university, like, what do you think your legacy is walking away?
Yeah, I've been asked that question a couple times, and I don't know. I don't really have a definite answer. Just for one, I hope to just be remembered as just like a good person, a good man, especially a good teammate in the locker room, coachable player that would run through a brick wall for his teammates, his coaches, and his university, and just setting an example that the grass isn't always greener on the other side in this day of transfer portal and money and NIL money and all that. Like, I spent 6 years here, and there was plenty of times I contemplated, should I transfer, should I stay, and the mind becomes it can become doubtful place and trick you. And I just stuck to the process, and I got better day by day, brick by brick. And instead of focusing on it's the coach's fault, it's this fault, I looked inside. What can I do better? How can I enhance my opportunities? And that's what I did. And I mean, it obviously paid off. And so just being committed to something, having some stick with itness, and being loyal to the university and my teammates, my coaches, and just having a love for a place that loves you back and does everything and really kind of sets you up for life. And so if I could be remembered, it'd just be as a good guy and a football guy, and never needed much, just was always ready to do whatever it took. And I'd lay down and let my teammates walk right over me to for anything, take the shirt off my back. So
that's awesome. No, that's a really good quote too.
Oh, man.
You can just spit these out.
No, it's from the heart, man.
No, I love that. No, it's really good. We appreciate you being on today. Maybe we'll get you to call in the future. Be like a regular caller. We got Drake in this week. We'll just pop you into somebody.
Call and give us some shit or something.
Yeah. I'll prepare some questions.
Go have a burner on YouTube. Just saying these guys stink. But no, we appreciate having you on today, especially our first guest. So thanks for coming out. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, no, please make sure to subscribe. We're going to be pushing a lot more of these out in the future, having some exciting guests. And we look forward to, growing and making this a great, great show. So we look forward to it.
Yep. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.